Never leave the house without the pack. Where my at? Take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say she mad, but I know it's cap. I've been through with that. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. I ain't got it, but they hands to the ceiling. I ain't palm reading, but I got them in they feelings, yeah. Ain't vanilla ice, but I'm iced out chillin'. Was the good guy till they made me the villain. Was gonna get a room.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here. As it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Chicago Bears. Toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now the NFL's leading rusher a season ago, Josh Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Tannehill now to throw. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Nifty move. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. That's to Moore, and he's got it. Touchdown, Bears. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gould able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And Jacobs is going to have a Raiders first down as the tackle made at the 42. Counter play with Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football, because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Tannehill. And this is caught, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 44 yards. And the Raiders have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drive. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bears have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Gold with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a second straight play. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. You look at this Bears defense. Now they're currently 21st, Charles, in the NFL against the run.
And in order to improve their ranking and play the kind of game that they want, they've got to continue to make plays like the one we just saw there. Because if you stop these teams a few times along the way, maybe some frustration kicks in, and all of a sudden, not only does your ranking improve, but your game performance does as well.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. I give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. 2nd down and 6 now. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. And, Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately,
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, Mike 20.
Fields. Flush to his right. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Yeah, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Fields on first down. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. Touchdown! DJ Moore on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bears have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he floats one there, incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Mahomes, what a grab. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Able to avoid him at the 40. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Tannehill. Now they go screen. It's complete. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Here's Tannehill. That's to the rookie from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 22-yard line. Tannehill. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Again, Tannehill. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Tannehill. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The kick by Carlson is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them. Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Forced out to his left. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Tariq Carpenter. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility.
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. The final shot here before the break, Tannehill. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The tackle by Kalen Barnes. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
Now it's Fields. Touchdown, Bears! Darnell Mooney, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Gold with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. For the returner, Trey Tucker, going to bring this one out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Now they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math, but it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it, but the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
His throw caught right around the 6. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. Fields now to throw. Now he's got it. Touchdown. Darnell Mooney. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Bears take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Gould able to tack on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And oh, he leaped over him. Had a little bit of daylight. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Gould to add the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Tannehill. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. On play action, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. On 2nd down, here's Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now receiver in motion left. Back to throw, Fields. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Max Crosby in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
From the gun, here's Fields. This complete to Jones. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Fields. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Bears get another third-quarter touch.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
It throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
I got you.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 39. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. 1st down, here's White. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Tannehill. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams from 21 yards away. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep it.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, it's loose, and the Raiders have it. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to put one over his head as this game progresses.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Kyler Gordon picks it off. Nifty move by Gordon. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try it.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. They will run the draw with Jacobs, and he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in. From the gun on third down, Tannehill. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Open man is Myers. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it'll be a turnover on downs. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
He's going to look deep for more and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. But, Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's caught inside the 10, and he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bears are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things.
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Second down and 8. Now a give to Jacobs running right. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Tannehill. Pass taken in by his big tight end. It's a big play there for Vegas. 41 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't